Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to an announcement video. This is just going to be a quick little announcement and setting up what is going to be happening in just, I believe, a week from today, if I'm putting this video up at the right time. We are going to be doing the next round of the Romance Takeover Readathon. This time it doesn't have a particular theme or anything. The last time around we did the light versus dark version of this. This time is just a good old Romance Takeover Readathon, which means the sole purpose of this is just for you to read as much romance as you possibly can to clear your schedules if possible. Maybe this will be spring break for some people. Maybe it'll just be like the winter has been long and hard and we want to read some romance, okay? That is the goal. I picked a very springy theme for this just because I'm dying for spring, okay? I need it to be here. I need it to happen soon. So the Romance Takeover Readathon this time around is going to be co-hosted by some of my wonderful friends here on BookTube and Bookstagram, and that is Christy Reads a Lot, Rachel Reads and Sings, and Tiff Talks Pages. I will have them linked down below. Make sure you're following them. And this readathon is going to run from March 6th, which is a Monday, through March 12th, which is a Sunday. We will hopefully have a wrap-up show at 8 p.m. Central on the 12th. And keep your eye out either on my Bookstagram or on my YouTube community page, because I know not all of you go on Instagram, and I want to make this as seamless between the two as we can. We will have some reading sprints and other live shows that pop up during the week. We just don't have those hammered into place yet, but I will do a YouTube community post once I know them for sure. And yeah, it'll be awesome. So how does this work if you've never done one before? So this is, in my opinion, the lowest stress readathon that there is. It's completely customizable. You can read one romance book and be a success, or you can read 20 if you can manage it, okay? You can do it. So what we do is you can make either a 3x3 bingo square or a 4x4 bingo square. And you will take those. You can either use them off of my Instagram where I put it, or you can just create your own bingo board. And then I have 21 prompts, which I will read them all off and explain them because some of them are maybe a little different. We haven't maybe done some of them before. But what you'll do is you can just fill in the board how you want, or you can do what some of my friends do is you can just make a TBR, and then when you read a book, you can see which prompts it fit and fill it into your board. So you could build it backwards if you want. Again, the point is to just read as much romance as you want. So there aren't like a list of rules or hoops you have to jump through or anything. It's just the reading prompts are just to help you spark ideas of what you want to read. Or if you want to go for a blackout, you can build your board to the best of your ability. You can do that too. So I am going to list off the prompts and we'll go from there. Oh, the other thing, why we have a bingo board. There will be an opportunity for a couple of prizes, probably just a couple of e-gift cards, so that way I don't have to like send out other things. So you will just make your bingo board, and basically if you finish one book, you'll be able to enter for this. And when we have the live show to wrap it up, there will be a prize form for you to fill out, where you'll just put in, you know, your name, your favorite book that you read maybe, so I know you're not a troll, and then your email, and then I'm able to email a gift card to the winner. So that's how that'll work. Super easy. But otherwise the prompts are just to help you read books, just to help you do it. So I'm just going to read down my list here and explain any that I need to. I'm really excited with some of these prompts. So some that we're used to seeing, right? We have a new release. This can be to your discretion. Basically, if it came out in 2023 already, do that. Or if you have an arc that you need to read for one that's like about to come out, do that too, whatever. We have LGBTQ+, self-explanatory, historical romance. My favorite I added on here, fan fiction. Pick a fan fiction romance that you want to read. I just had to do that because I really wish I could do another fan fiction readathon right now, probably in the summertime. But for my people who love fan fictions, put a fanfic on your list. That'll be great. Listen to an audiobook, read a host recommendation. Now, what does that mean? Because I'm not making a TBR video for this because I don't even know which ones I'm going to read. I'm probably going to play off of what my TBR I have for March already. So this literally means if there is a video that you've watched by one of the hosts and they've made this recommendation or they've recommended it on their Bookstagram, that is a host recommendation, okay? I have a recommendation playlist with 200 different videos. If I've mentioned a book in any of those that you're reading, you can do that. Same for Christy, Rachel, and Tiff. If they've recommended it, it counts as a host recommendation. A new to you author. So an author that you haven't read one of their books before. That's what that means. Disability rep. So a book that has either mental or physical disabilities for one of the characters. That's a main character. That would be disability rep. I have made a few videos about that, and I know my friends have as well. Or you can just Google it. Goodreads will have a list for you if you want. Paranormal romance, dark romance, fantasy romance. Those are easy. I try to put quite a few of these trope ones in there because that makes it easier to like double up some of the tropes, right? Read a book over 400 pages. Read a novella, which is under 200 pages. A 5-star prediction. So when you're making your TBR for this, which is one book that you think will be 5 stars? Now, it doesn't have to end up being 5 stars. But just before you start it, based on, you know, maybe this one is a host recommendation. So you double it with a 5-star prediction because you're like, ooh, Jen gave this book 6 stars. I think it will at least be a 5-star book for me. So that's what I'm going to do with it. That's how you would use that one. If you read it and you're like, ooh, Jen was wrong. This book was horrible. Doesn't matter. It still counts for that prompt because you predicted that it would be 5 stars. If you're wrong, doesn't matter. It's fine. Next book in a series. So this one would be, I mean, again, as it says, but like maybe there's a series you haven't went back to in ages. Maybe you have been putting off reading the newest Cressley Cole because you're just waiting for another one to come in, but you've read the other ones. So reading Monroe would be next book in the series. That's how that works. Read a book in one sitting. So maybe this you double up with your novella because it's only 85 pages. And so you will sit down and read it all in one sitting. Doesn't mean you don't take a pee break or a food break, but basically if you were like, you started and finished it without getting distracted too much by other things, then you would say that you've read that one all in one sitting. Backlist title of an author that you love. So I was inspired to put this one in because of my Stacy Reed interview. She has quite a few historicals and even like she has some paranormal romance that I've never even looked into. And I thought it would be fun, you know, if there's an author where you're really liking their current work and you're like, wow, they actually have this huge backlist. Some authors I can think of off the top of my head. Someone that I talk about all the time is Juliet Cross. A lot of people have read her Stay a Spell series. Not a lot of people have read her Vampire Blood books or her Dragon series that she has. So it could be really cool to do those. Those ones also have audiobooks, so you can double it up with maybe listen to an audiobook and read a backlist title of an author that you love. Lisa Kleypas, Julia Quinn. Have you only read the Bridgertons? Maybe you should check out the Lost Duke duet or something like that. Yeah, those are some ideas for reading a backlist title of an author you love. Contemporary romance, self-explanatory. Small town romance. A second chance author. So this doesn't necessarily, I mean, it might mean, doesn't necessarily mean an author who writes second chance. But let's say there's an author that you've been trying a few of their books and they're just not working for you. Or you liked a book and then you didn't like a book and you don't know if you want to read more of them again. And so you want to give them a second chance to see if they can make you fall in love with them. And that would be a second chance author. So it's an author that you're giving a second chance to. And then the last one I have on here is a Bookstagram or TikTok hyped book. So what's a book that you've been seeing people post all over and you're not sure that it'll really be that good? It can't possibly be as good as everyone's saying, but maybe it is. And my example of this is Carissa Broadbent. I was seeing my friends absolutely gush about her books and I was like, she can't be that good, can she? And then I read A Daughter of No Worlds and I ate those words right back in my mouth because I was completely wrong. I'm hoping to do Mile High for this one because I've been seeing Liz Tom Ford everywhere. And so I have both Mile High and The Right Move on my TBR for March. So maybe I'll try and do that author. And she would also work for contemporary romance. So there we go. So anyway, I hope that I've made sense by breaking these down. I know I went in a bit more detail than I would do for one of these videos, but I always end up getting these questions and I thought it would be great just to go through all the prompts, and if there's any way to misconstrue them, I hope I've answered them. But again, the point of this readathon is not to make it complicated. That's why I have so many prompts. That's why it's a build your own board. That's why you can literally make a pretty little board in your bullet journal, or you can go to my Instagram and take a screenshot of the, what you do is you take a screenshot of the board in my stories, and then you can use an editing app on your phone to add it in there, however you want to do it. This is just to help us read as much romance as we can and celebrate reading romance, which, I mean, is something that I try to do every day, but it's also something that I just love sharing with my friends, and that's what readathons are for me, is to just fully immerse ourselves in that. So keep an eye out for when the reading sprints are. We will have them at all different times of day because we have friends in all different time zones. So we'll hopefully have some early in the day, some of them later in the evening, because I know this is taking place during a work week as well for some people. But I like to make the romance takeovers a whole week just because it gives us even more time to read as much romance as we can. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope you participate. Let me know which readathons you've enjoyed doing in the past. Let me know if this is the first one you're going to do. And if you do have any questions that I didn't answer, don't be afraid to ask them. And make sure you check out my fellow hosts. They are some wonderful women, and we're going to have a great time together. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and I'll see you next time.